Every echo of a dumbbell on the floor, every triumphant cry of someone achieving their goal was a symphony to Elise. She found solace at the gym, amidst the scent of determination and the atmosphere of triumph over lingering self-doubts. However, these weren't the only reasons she maintained her routine with religious fervor. The gym housed her secret, a crush so intense it fueled her motivation. His name was Alex, and to Elise, he personified perfection. Alex was unaware of the silent whispers his presence ignited in Elise's heart. He was always ensconced in his regimen, a picture of focus and dedication. His discipline was inspiring, his occasional smile a sunrise that shattered all lingering shadows of insecurity in her mind. Weeks morphed into months, with stolen glances and unintentional synchrony of routines. Elise felt a strange connection, a silent communication that perhaps resonated with Alex's heart too. But every day, she battled an internal conflict, the fear of intrusion versus the yearning to know the man who had unknowingly colored her world in vivid hues. One fateful winter's eve, the gym's ambiance was different, quieter. Snowflakes adorned the city like a bride, and only a handful of members trickled in, challenging the weather's menace. Elise was one of them, and destiny willed that Alex was another. They worked out closer to each other than usual, thanks to the near-empty space. A silent acknowledgement passed between them. A smile here, a nod there. The world outside ceased to exist, and the snow seemed to insulate them from reality. Then, in a heartbeat's moment, everything changed. Alex was there, offering to spot her, his voice a velvet in the hushed gym, breaking barriers that had existed for months. "I've seen you here almost every evening," Alex said, his eyes a warm ember as Elise prepared for her bench press. "Your dedication is impressive." Elise's heart fluttered, the weight in her hands feeling lighter than before. "I could say the same for you," she responded, her voice a mix of nervousness and excitement. Encouragements turned into conversations, and talks became laughter. They shared little pieces of themselves between sets, the dialogue as fluid and comforting as a long-forgotten melody. The storm outside raged on, but the warmth between them was an unspoken barrier to the cold. "It's a mess outside, isn't it?" Alex's words brought Elise back from her reverie as they cooled down, the gym's emptiness now more evident. "Yeah, seems like we're stuck for a while," she remarked, a tinge of hope coloring her tone. Alex suggested they sit at the juice bar, which was still open, and continue their tete-a-tete. Time lost meaning as they dived into each other's fears, aspirations, and passions. Elise couldn't believe the ease with which Alex opened up to her and she to him, the resonance in their thoughts and dreams almost surreal. "I've wanted to talk to you for the longest time," Alex confessed, his eyes searching hers, looking for signs of surprise or perhaps rejection. Elise's heart swelled with an emotion so fierce she could hardly contain her exhilaration. "Why didn't you?" she found herself teasing. "I guess I was caught up in my routine and I wasn't sure you'd appreciate the intrusion," he admitted, a shy smile touching his lips. They laughed at the irony, the months of silent yearning they had both endured. The storm outside dwindled to a whisper, mirroring their realization that the fiercest storms were the ones they had battled within. As they prepared to leave, Alex held out his hand, a silent question hanging in the air. Elise took it, the act a seal on a chapter that had just begun. They stepped out into a world washed anew, the pristine snow a canvas on which they were to paint their emotions. Their journey began amidst nature's symphony, an unspoken promise thrumming between them. To explore this newfound proximity, to nurture it with the same dedication they had shown in that very gym where destiny had chosen to intertwine their paths. The gym, their haven, had become the sanctum of something far more profound. It was no longer an escape but a coming home. Elise's heart whispered a quiet thanks. For in the echoes of clanking metal and the silent strength she drew from the walls that witnessed her transformation, she had found more than her reflection. She had discovered another heartbeat that echoed hers, ready to compose a melody that was uniquely theirs. As winter thawed into spring, the world within and around Alex and Elise transformed. The gym became their sacred meeting ground, a testament to the silent beginning of their unspoken bond. However, their moments weren't confined to those walls anymore. They sought each other out, with every sunrise bringing new reasons to explore not just their love, but also themselves through each other's eyes. Elise found joy in the way Alex would push her limits, not just in training, but in everything she aspired to do. He had a way of making her believe in the impossible, turning hurdles into stepping stones with his unwavering confidence in her abilities. For Alex, Elise was the melody that soothed the chaos within him. She challenged his perspectives, opened him up to new experiences, and above all, taught him the kind of love that was selfless and empowering. Her resilience inspired him. Her laughter was a balm, and her dreams somehow became his own. Together they embarked on adventures. They explored hiking trails, their shared love for the outdoors, turning weekends into escapades. Each journey a story etched in their memory. They would often race each other to the next peak, the wind whipping through their hair, the thrill of the chase making their hearts race as much as the run itself. One particular afternoon, atop a hill kissed by the golden hues of the setting sun, they paused, breathless, their figures casting long shadows that mingled as one. Alex turned to Elise, his eyes reflecting the orange skyline. "Have you ever thought about the why?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper, drowned partially by the wind. Elise, knowing he wasn't referring to their climb, shook her head in response. "Why what?" She played along, the smile dancing on her lips betraying her feigned ignorance. "Why we met. Why we are the way we are together," Alex clarified, inching closer, his gaze locked with hers, as if trying to communicate on a level beyond mere words. Elise's heart hummed a tune they both had come to recognize. "I believe the universe conspires to bring together two souls who need each other. We're not an accident, Alex. We're serendipity," she confessed, her words painting the sky in shades of sentiments understood without expressions. Alex, moved by the conviction in her voice, took her hand and with a gentle tug, brought her closer. In a tender embrace, they stood there, on top of the world, it seemed. They didn't speak, for words were mundane for what they shared in that silent minute. As the sun dipped low, bidding goodbye, they carved their promises in the whispers of the wind, pledges not bound by the words, but felt with the heart. The descent was a quiet one, with interlocked fingers and plans for a tomorrow that was not an uncertainty but an adventure they penned together. Their love wasn't just an emotion, it was a living, breathing entity. It was in their shared glances across the gym, the mutual encouragement as they pushed each other to do one more set, one more rep, and in the quiet walks back home when the world slept, and all they heard was the synchronized rhythm of their breaths. Elise and Alex had become more than just two individuals in love. They were partners in the truest sense, exploring the depths of their souls, unearthing fears and desires, and weaving a common thread of dreams, hope, and an unwavering faith in each other, and the journey they embarked upon under the snow-kissed sky of a winter that whispered tales of love, strength, and the beauty of serendipitous encounters. Just as seasons inevitably turn, the serene rhythm of Alex and Elise's life was destined to be disrupted. The chaos came unexpectedly, as most storms do. On an ordinary day brimming with laughter and plans, the sky a brilliant shade of hope, Alex had started feeling an inexplicable restlessness, a nagging in the back of his mind that refused to fade. His career, once a source of pride, began feeling like shackles, draining the joy from his once enthusiastic spirit. He became distant, the light in his eyes dimming with each passing day. The change wasn't lost on Elise. She sensed the shift in tides, the undercurrent of turmoil that threatened the harmony they had so lovingly built. One evening, after another quiet dinner, Elise reached for Alex's hand, the one that had always sought hers in times of silence. "Talk to me," she urged, her voice a mix of strength and gentleness, a calm in the tempest that she knew was coming. Alex's eyes met hers, the storm within him mirrored in his gaze. With a sigh that seemed to carry the weight of the world, he confessed, "I feel lost, Elise. Like I'm trapped in a life I meticulously designed but no longer recognize. I'm scared because this discontentment is clouding everything, even us." His words, raw and honest, were a knife to Elise's heart, but she held her composure. This was her turn to be the lighthouse amidst his raging storm. "We'll navigate this together," Elise reassured, squeezing his hand for emphasis. "We found each other, found love in the chaos, and we'll find your peace too. Maybe it's time for a change, a leap of faith?" The discussions that followed were long, often stretching into the wee hours of the morning. They talked about dreams and fears, about a life dictated by passion rather than routine. Slowly, a plan emerged from the chaos. Alex decided to leave his job to pursue the dreams he had boxed away, and Elise, with her unwavering faith, decided they would take this leap together. The days that followed were chaotic. There were moments of doubt that clouded the excitement of the unknown. They had to tighten their belts, depend on savings, and adapt to changes. But through it all, they found a new rhythm, a new way to understand and love each other. They found joy in small things, a successful interview, a freelance project, lazy afternoons spent charting out plans, and evenings where worry was drowned by shared laughter and dreams of what was to come. It wasn't easy. There were days when doubt would slither in, uninvited, attempting to undo the knots they tied so carefully. But they held on, anchored by the love that had blossomed in the unsuspecting confines of a gym. Months later, Alex, with a sparkle in his eyes that Elise had missed, received news of his project's success. Elise, in turn, found that their journey had inspired her own passions, leading her to start a wellness blog, sharing their story of strength, health, and perseverance. The chaos, unwelcome as it was, had unwrapped gifts they never expected. It taught them that love wasn't just about the calm, but also finding strength in each other during the storm. They learned that the most authentic version of them thrived in overcoming challenges together, in not letting the other lose sight of the shore, no matter how rough the waves got. Their bond, forged and strengthened, wasn't just a beacon for them, but also for others who had become part of their journey through Elise's heartfelt storytelling. They became symbols of realistic hope, living proof that love, resilient and understanding, could weather chaos and come out stronger. As they sat together one evening, the setting sun casting a warm glow over their new beginning, they realized their story was never just about them. It was a legacy, a patchwork of dreams, struggles, and triumphs that they would pass on to those finding their way amidst life's unpredictable storms.